welcome back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show right here in your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.
And remember, our goal is always to guide you to personal and financial wellness.
Welcome back on a fine Saturday to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show right here in your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. But we're not in the station. We're actually at the Vault Media Studios. We used to call it that at our old home, but now we have a new home. That's right. We've expanded. Skyline Home Loans, who's been around since 1985, is now expanded, and now we're very proud to say we're at the Sunkist building right next to Magic Mountain. You should come by and say hi.
Yeah, definitely come by. It's now light and bright and much more open feel, and it's giving us a little bit more fun. We've got an open area in between. We've got a tricycle to ride back and forth. It's kind of cool.
That's how big it is.
Yeah.
It's our commuter trike.
Does it get one of those carpool stickers on it or what?
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So we're really proud, and we have to thank all of you. The only way we've grown the way. Remember, Gina and I started basically Skyline Home Loans out in Valencia about 7 years ago, in a room about the size of our studio here with four of us. And now we have...
You know how hard that was with as loud as I am? Poor guys.
Impossible. Impossible. So we're really proud. We're getting close to 30 team members now. And I say team members. We're one big happy family. Thanks to you allowing us to help you with your refinancing, your new home purchases, your first-time purchase, your next purchase, and coming back to us again and again and sending your families. We have some, we're working on one right now for one of our clients, probably his sixth loan with us, due to life changes. Mm-hmm. There are life changes, but he's also sent his entire family because he trusts us.
We have another one actually. We probably have 2 or 3 multi-time refinances going on right now. And like you said, you know, we talk about not all loans are built the same, and not everybody needs a 30-year fixed. And so when people say, oh, I want a 30-year fixed, I want a 30-year fixed, I say, okay, that's fine. Let's talk about the other options. I know, Cindy, this is something we discussed, is that it's our job to give people options. And then they could choose whatever they want, but we need to show them the pros and cons of different opportunities. We were discussing that a little bit on the break.
So if you just tuned in, you're like, who's the pretty lady in the studio? And hopefully you can check us out. Again, you can enter the studio, in case you're just listening to this on the air, you can enter the studio by going on your computer and going donandgino.com, DONANDGINO.com.
I told you he's old-fashioned. Do it on your phone, do it on your tablet, do it on anything else.
Yeah, bring it up on your phone these days. Anyways, check in the live streaming button, and boom, you enter the studio. We video this thanks to Furman behind the curtain there. He's not just the Wizard of Oz, but he's also recording our show so that you can see it live, and you can actually go to donandgino.com, click on the YouTube video, and there's like 1,800 YouTube videos from the National Real Estate Cafe and interviews with great people like we have Cindy RUSSON today, who's now a proud member of our Skyline team, one of our top mortgage professionals. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And joining us on the team, too. You're a perfect example of what we want on our team, by the way.
Well, thank you.
I mean, your first loans have been beautiful. We've met your clients. We've met your agents. You're a phenomenal find for us.
Thank you. You guys are a phenomenal find for me.
Match made in heaven.
So what we wanted to talk about is the experience. What should you experience when you get a home loan? Do you just get a rate and call it good? Do you call an online lender? Oh, what's your best rate? We can give you multiple, like thousands of examples, basically, especially the many deals Gina and I have worked on, and Cindy RUSSON, where lowest rate is not always the best option. We're not saying that because we're not the lowest rate. We're saying that because structuring is everything. Am I right, Cindy? I mean, you just restructured one of your clients recently to help them get a better rate by not giving them just one loan, actually breaking up the loan apart, right?
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes you get into that jumbo financing, and the rates can be a little bit higher depending on your situation. So if we can split you up into a first and a second, get that first interest rate a little bit lower, maybe down the road you just plan on paying that second off. Maybe that works for you versus just one big loan at a little bit higher of an interest rate.
Yeah, so that's an interesting topic, right? Because most people will say, but seconds are going up, right? They're variable rate mortgages, but you hit it on the head. It depends what your timeline is. A lot of mortgage planning is on time horizon.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about this before, and most people don't even ask.
Right.
They just say, I say, if you walk into a bank, you say you want a mortgage, and what do you get? You get a 30-year fixed, right? It's mortgage on the shelf,
right,
every single time.
No structuring, no nothing. Just
nothing.
You're putting 10% down. Here's your loan.
Right, and
here's
I know
PMI. Here's a second or not.
Yeah, and I know what file you're particularly talking about, and that file was intricate in a number of ways because there's also some income situations to think about. There's also some asset situations, so it also doesn't fit every box.
Definitely.
So it's your job to figure out not only first of all, what boxes does it fit, and then which one's the best rate.
Yep.
Well, what kind of questions do you ask your borrowers? Because a lot of times, like Gino was alluding to, you walk into a bank or whatever, basically just give you a rate. But you ask a lot more questions to help guide them down the right path. Am I right? What kind of questions do you ask?
I do. A lot of my first-time buyers, I notice, I don't want to just give them a 30-year fixed. Maybe they'd be interested in a 7-year fixed. We can always give them that 7 or 5-year ARM. Explain it to them in detail. Explain what the changes will be in 7 years. But 7 years is a long time down the road. So for some people, that little bit of a savings on interest rate every month gives them the ability to have a home ownership. And I find that as one way of structuring a loan that really makes a lot of my clients happy.
Well, especially, how long do people usually stay in their home?
5 to 7 years.
Yeah.
5 to 7
Or
years.
let's just say, not how long do they stay in their home, even though that's an accurate
yeah.
number.
Yeah, right.
It's what I always say is how long do they stay in their loan.
Yeah.
So this, I've had multiple clients, like one of the ones that we've talked to, where they always want a 30-year fix. And I said, really, you should take an ARM. And then the second time around, hey, really, you should take an ARM. And they go, oh, no, I just feel better in a fix. And I'm like, okay, well, this is mortgage number 4 that I've tried to tell you to get an ARM on, and it's fixed.
You would have saved about,
Yeah,
so many
thousands of dollars if you would have
interest.
listened to me in the first place.
Right.
Because it's even though it's your forever home, it doesn't mean it's your forever loan.
Right.
And you have to take into consideration, like you said, life circumstances. So depending on what your job is, depending on where you are in your retirement cycle, depending on whether your kids are still going to go to college,
How much
those are
debt
all,
you have makes a big deal when you're structuring.
Actually, so that kind of brings us right into the refinance thing we said we would talk about.
No, not yet. Don't jump there
Okay,
yet.
okay.
We got to finish the experience because a lot of times, what I want to allude to, and Cindy, you can help with this, is that if your loan officer is not asking you a lot of questions, then they're not going to guide you down the right path. Meaning, they need to ask, what is your time horizon, like Gino said? And I know I'm repeating a little bit, but I'm just going to give you an idea. How much debt do you have? Because maybe you can put less down and eliminate debt. For example, if you have a credit card payment that's $250 a month because you have $10,000 on it, you can pay that off and eliminate basically a $350 a month payment and put less down. Your payment only may be changed by $90, let's just say. I'm giving round numbers. But it may be better to structure a certain way. They may ask, again, we talked about time horizons. They might also PMI. Some companies will give you a regular PMI. How many options do you think there are to avoid potentially PMI?
Oh gosh, to avoid it?
Yeah, 3, 4, 5 different options?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Cindy loves PMI, LPMI.
Yeah, lender paid MI.
Exactly. Well, there is lender paid MI, one-time MI. You can do an equity loan. We just had a client that I'm actually meeting with. I'm just meeting with that basically didn't even know when the other lender gave her the option of an 80-10-10. It's called 10% down with a 10% second. That way you avoid mortgage insurance. She's like, well, that sounds great. How exciting. You are the bomb.
Yeah.
They never told her that the second was an adjustable rate mortgage, and there's a good chance that it's going up over the next year because the Fed is raising interest rates in December and supposed to raise interest rates 3 times next year. So that means the interest rate could go up at least 1%, and then she had no clue.
That's a very important part of the piece, wouldn't you think? You don't want to sit down with your loan docs and go, what? I have an adjustable second? And I have to close my house? You want to have your lender be very upfront with you. Disclose all that stuff up front. Give you your options, structure it right for your financing needs.
So what does your borrower consultation look like? Do they come into the office? Do you do it over the phone? What's more comfortable for you?
You know, it typically goes off of what my borrower wants. So if I've got somebody that just isn't computer savvy, they don't want to scan stuff in, fax it, email, I'll go meet with them. And sometimes people really love that, so when they pull out paperwork, they know what they're giving me. We get that communication. Maybe we have lunch, maybe I go to their house. We shake hands and we make a relationship.
Did you hear that? That's
really
called a
did.
house call.
But what I
still
what
do
I
those.
love is that
Personal service.
Yeah, and the relationship part. I mean, one of our sayings at our office here is about relationships. And you should have a relationship with your lender, by the way. You should have a relationship. It should not just be about rate, because life changes and you're going to want to trust somebody. And Cindy, I know your borrowers can trust you as well as your agents.
Definitely. I haven't had any unhappy borrowers.
That's because you put the effort in.
That's because I'm honest with them, and we make sure we go over everything up front. Changes can always happen in the mortgage industry. We all know this, but our goal is to avoid that. Our goal is to make sure up front we catch everything, we structure our files the best that we can, and then we get our clients into their homes, into their refinances, happy and confident. So that way, it's not a burden. It's you know, it's just a mortgage.
Yeah. How can they get a hold of you, Cindy? We had a couple more segments, but I want to make sure that those who are listening go, she's really sweet and she knows her stuff. I want to work with Cindy. How can they get a hold of you?
You can call me on my cell phone at 661-510-8469, or you can email me at crusson, which is RUSSON, at skylinehomeloans.com.
Woohoo, Skyline. I get it. That's Skyline. Okay, don't go away. We got the second half of the show, probably the best half. We're going to talk about potential options for refinancing, and then we're going to talk about how to succeed in this very challenging market right now. But you can succeed. We have borrowers every single day succeeding thanks to what we're going to share with you. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.